Okay, hello everyone. Yes, we already finished the work from chapter 1. Now I'm making a movie. This movie may be a little bit longer than previous one because you will have many questions in order to work with group member to answer those questions. Okay, this is chapter 2, and you can see the title chapter 2 in a moment. But again, I just remind you, previous chapters, most of you presented or your answer show me that you don't put citation, you have reference, some of you have reference, some of you not having reference, but some do have a reference but not a proper reference style. So I hope that this chapter you will improve in terms of citation, in terms of putting reference, correct form of putting reference. Okay, I think you can see my you can see my reference style that I send you in terms of short screen, and I send you to the group Telegram. So okay, in order to avoid waste time, because we have more questions, that's why I go to question. Okay, chapter 2, why do cities exist? Okay, chapter 2, why do cities exist? So the first question is, why does the region has no cities exist? One region, or maybe one region, or maybe one province, or it depends on, but in this case one region. Why does the region has no city exist? Okay, this is first question, or the question of one. And the other question, what happens to the prices of goods, lands or house in that region if the region have no city exist? So what happens to the prices of goods, land or houses in that region? Could you explain by giving an example? So you have 3 questions for this one. Next, what does it mean trading city? Trading city. How is the trading city exist? Okay, so trading, buying, selling. Okay. Number 3, based on table 2.1, or you can go to the textbook, you can see table 2.1. Could you explain which part of the region has a comparative advantage in bread? Which part has a comparative advantage in shirt? So we suppose that we will have two products, bread and shirt, and you also one region also have 2 parts. In the textbook you can see, in this table you can see northern part or southern part. So based on the data in table 2.1, and in the textbook also has some explanation for you in order to answer these questions. Okay, this is your question 3. Next one, question number 4, based on table 2.2, could you explain how each part of the region gains from exchange, gain from trade? Each part, that means we continue from previous one, northern part or southern parts. Yes, each part, northern part gain what, southern part gain what when they exchange goods together, good with each other, not together. 5, what is about the transaction cost of exchange? Normally when we buying, when we selling, or when we export and import, we need to pay the cost of transaction. So there are many transactions, but in this case you can go to see what kind of transaction cost that will show you, will tell you in this section. Okay, Discuss whether each part of region, northern or southern part, still gain from trade if the transaction cost happens. That's why you need to discuss. If the transaction cost may be bigger, each part still gain from trade. If the transaction cost is smaller, each part still gain from trade, because we continue from question number 4, they gain from trade. But question number 4 not mention about transaction cost. But in question number 5 we include transaction cost. If transaction cost happens or occur, does each part still gain from trade? Okay, this is question number 5. 6. Could you briefly present trading cities in the world history? This is, you can read from this book, or maybe you can get from the other sources. But remember, when you get from the other sources, you need to citation within the answer, and also you put the reference at the end of the answer. Even though you get from this book, you need to citation based on our textbook. Our textbook author is Sullivan's 8th edition, something like this. Okay. Trading series in American history. This is world history. This is American history. That's why this is just a summarize, just a present. 7. What is a factory city? Factory city. Discuss how are wages and prices in a factory city determined. Wage, it mean it could be the income of worker, and price, it should be the money that workers or people pay in order to buy goods and services. That's why wage. Discuss how are wages and prices of goods and services in a factory city determined. How large area is a factory city cover? That means how size is it? That means how size is it? 8. Could you briefly present the Industrial Revolution and factory cities? Industrial Revolution and factory cities. So present about these two, Industrial Revolution and factory cities. Okay. This is also maybe direct link to the textbook. You can read textbook and you can briefly present it or make it. Okay. Next, 9. Could you briefly explain how is a system of factory cities developed? A factory city developed. Okay. 10. Could you briefly explain what is resources-oriented firms? Resources-oriented firms. The other one, what is market-oriented firms? Market-oriented firms. Okay, there are two types of firms: resource-oriented firms and market-oriented firms. Could you explain each of them? How is the connection between scale economies and the market areas in the processing city? It should be question mark, no question mark here. That's why question mark here. How is the connection between scale economies and market areas in the processing city? Last one. What are innovative cities? What are innovative cities? Could you demonstrate? 1. Under what conditions will an innovative cities be not developed? That means under what condition that there's no innovative city happened. And second one, under what conditions will an innovative innovation city be developed? Okay. That means under what condition that innovative city or innovation city developed happened. If innovation city happened or created, how is the size of innovation city? How is the size of innovation city? The size equal to number of people or number of workers. Okay, number of people or number of workers. So again, these are the questions that you need to work together with your group member in order to answer. In order to answer. So the first question. This is the first question. This is second question. Maybe I'm not reading for you again, just to show you a brief. Third one, fourth, fifth, sixth one, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, and 11th. Okay, so there are 11 questions, but not only single question. There are 11 group of questions. So you have 5 members in the group. Group leader, team leader, you need to allocate. Yes. You need to allocate this question to every members fairly. Fairly may be affected from the previous one. Previous chapter, maybe some of you got 2 questions to answer, some of you got 1 question to answer. That's why you need to allocate fairly. Okay, so this movie I will make for you, and I will drop it in YouTube, and then you can watch it in YouTube. When you are watching this movie, yes, the same thing as the previous chapter, you need to comment, I am watching, or I watched, or I already watched. Okay, it means that I can recognize, oh, you are already watched. And then the ones who not yet subscribe my channel, please do it. Okay, subscribe my channel, and then you need to click like as well. So when you're watching this movie, you have 3 things to do. 1, the one who not yet subscribe my channel, click subscribe. Subscribe is the red one, and then like some, and comment. Okay, and comment. This is a long maybe a long questions, because there are 11 questions. That's why next week maybe we cannot cover all for 1 week. Maybe we can extend next week 4.5 hours, and the other week maybe on Tuesday second session we can complete this one. But just remind you, when you answer, yes, you can answer a little bit longer in your writing, but when you make presentation answer, you need to make a summarize. And when you answer, don't forget to citation during the answer text and reference. I don't want to see some of you when you talk or when you answer, you tend to be say something like this, because it show me that you are not prepared in advance. But some of you, few of you did well in the chapter 1, talking smoothly, explaining smoothly. But don't read. I don't like the reader. I can read by myself. I want you to tell me. I want you to explain me. I want you to present me. Okay? Don't read all the text, all the words, all the sentence, all the line that you send to me. Okay? So I will change this one to yes, this is textbook, chapter 2. Why do cities exist? So you can see a region without cities, backyard production, something here. You can read in order to get some idea for answering. Trading city here, and 5 axioms that you already got from first chapter will apply for any chapter here. For example, this one. Okay, 5 axioms that we learned from previous chapter will use for any chapter and on, from this chapter and on. So this is trading city. Yes, you have table 2.1 in question. Yes, comparative advantage and trade. This is some of you also mentioned, also answer in this one in previous chapter. Scale economy in exchange. Some of you got answer from previous one, but you need to answer more or more understanding. So we also have table 2.2. Table 2.2 is about changing production and exchange goods services. Okay, awesome again. Trading cities in urban history. The world history here, and American history here. This is American history. Factory cities. Determine wages and price. This is also a hard question. Yes, you have table here, but you need to prove you answer making from this table as well when you answer, because it shows you cost of factorization. And also highlight what is the price of factorization, but I'm not asking there, so you can see this one in order to get point answering. Market areas of factory cities. So how large is it? How extent? How kilometers? How miles? From a city center to the border of city, but factory city. So you have figure 2.1. This is talking about city. This is the area that city cover, and this is not the area city cover. This one is not the area city cover. Industrial revolution and factory cities. Okay, this is also a question for you. Innovation in manufacturing, innovation in transportation, innovation in agriculture, energy technology and location decisions. Okay, when you have one factory together with the other factory, when you have one factory city together with the other factory cities, this is a system of factory cities. In system factory city, you have one graph. This is from previous one, 2.1, and joined with 2.2 is a connection between one city to next city to next city to next city. So in this it is the system of factory city. Have some point to read here. This is also you also have a question. Resources oriented firms and processing cities. You have resources oriented firm and processing city, but in the question you have resources oriented firm and market oriented firm. This market oriented firm. Scale economies and market areas. So you have here, like, this is similar to previous one, but previous one got this shape. This is this shape. You see, this is the distance from coastline. What is in coastline? The area that closer to the sea. Price per town of beach. Okay, this is an example of beach. Systems of processing cities, and this is the other example. Last one, innovation cities. This is question 11. So you can read this one to get some idea. You have one figure as well, 2.4. 2.4 innovation cities. This is talking about the size of innovation city, number of workers live in cities. So how many people, how many workers decide to live in city, innovative city. Maybe it's a little bit harder, but if you try to understand, okay, it's fine. But if you are not sure, maybe you can ask me to get some idea to explain this graph. Okay, because I give you the question in order to work it with each other, it doesn't mean that I isolate you from me, but you still contact me if you don't understand what. But again, when you understand, you need to short screen. When you have textbook, you have to short screen or take photo and send me when asked. Not only ask the question without showing what you don't understand, because sometimes I'm outside or I'm not closer to my computers. That's why I can see what you short screen the text that you understand or the graph that you understand. You can short screen or take photos, send to me and ask, and then I will see your text sending or graph sending to me, and I get it, and I will give you some ideas. Okay, so it doesn't mean that I give you, I'm not helping you. I still assist you, I still helping you, because you are student. That's why you need to, if you got the point, okay, if you are clear, if you don't need my help, okay, that's fine. But if you are not clear, you still need me to give you some idea or some explanation, okay, that's fine. So this is at the end of my movie presentation for chapter 2. So I hope that everyone work well and closer work with a team member or group members. Okay, but remember that citation and reference. Okay, don't forget, citation and reference is very, very important. It's very, very important. Okay, so I hope that you can work well and find some good answers, and even though you get from the textbook or get from Google or YouTube. But when you got it from textbook or got from Google or textbook, you need to make a citation inside your answer, and you need to put a reference at the end of your answer. Okay, so back to you for work.